We go to a lot of shows around the country, in particular because of the layout. First time in this part, we've been to the Ronda before, where it was met very favourably, which encouraged us to come to Bridgend. And from the show, it's a very nice show, not just railways, but everything in general. It's nice to meet the general public, and it's nice to be able to show the general public what is available. Because the majority of the people think the British stuff is the only thing that's available. And of course, when they see something like this, it opens their horizons even greater. This layout here took 3 of us between almost 2 months of spare time weekends. It was rushed, but it's like everything. If you've got the facilities behind you and you've got the design done beforehand, you can build a thing a lot faster. It's a hobby that's always grown. It's a hobby that never dies, because there is no saturation point to it. Like a video game, once you've mastered it, that's complete, you buy another one. Whereas with railways, you do an extension to a layout, you say, oh no, I've changed my mind, I'm going to pick a different era, so you start all over again. And it just goes on and on.
And I've been modelling now since 1980, and the first model I built was the carousel. It started out as a toy for my daughter, but when the bug bites, you start building good models, you won't let your children near them. And that's how it all started. Often you find that the dads come along because they want to look at the railways. Mum is bored to tears, but here there's plenty for all the family to look at. The fairground, sweet making, sewing, knitting, everything. Something for everyone.
It started back in 1974. It had been an ambition of mine to hold a model show in the area for a number of years when I was secretary of the Model Railway Club. And at the time there wasn't a suitable hall in Bridgend. Then in 1974 the first of the complex that we're in now was built, and I was offered the opportunity of putting on a model show, which was quite a small one-day affair it was going to be, and in conjunction with what they called in those days the Bridgend Festival. We tried it out, and it was held in the concert hall for one day, and we had about 1,800 people. But it seemed that everybody was taken with what we showed, and it was always of the same sort of mix that we have today, with all sorts of models and model making going on. And we didn't have any outdoor displays, just the indoor one, and the weather was atrocious. But everybody seemed to think it was very nice, so I was offered the main sport hall for the following year, which we did, and that jumped up to 5,500 people. And on the third year that we were here, it went up to 10,500 people. And by that time we had the whole of the existing complex, as it were. So at that stage, that's how it all started off. I moved the show to Cardiff in 1977, and we did it in the old Sophia Gardens Pavilion. It was done in conjunction with an association I was in at that time, not with the council. The show grew from that time. Became a 2-day show, became a 3-day show. We did it on the Fridays as well, and became very popular. And in 1978, I think it was, I introduced the first of the crafts. There's only a slight smattering of crafts at that time, very little, but it was enough to show that the ladies who came to the show and usually thought they were going to be bored stiff because there was only model railways and aircraft and boats to see and that type of thing, is that they suddenly realized that there were things that are of interest to them. So it that proved so popular that we kept it on, and gradually the show increased in importance and popularity. So in 1979 we had nearly 17,000 people through in the weekend. Sophia Gardens' roof collapsed in the weight of snow in 1982, and that year I had a stroke as well, so I had to drop out of it after that for a couple of years. Then when I restarted it, the council were good enough that we sort of healed the breach that had come up between us, and we come back here, and gradually it's gone on to having an outside display and everything like that, and now the crafts are virtually overtaking the rest of it. It's now a huge organisation of crafts with about 75, 76 stands each year. An awful lot of the stuff that you see in the model hall there, particularly on the model railways, is all hand-built from scratch. But the craft hall, I think, gives the greatest insight as to what people's interests are, and it shows the quality of the work and the skill that's gone into it.
My 5th year. I came here for the 2 years previous to that selling photographs and doing letterpress printing while people waited. My first year I moved over to clothes was 3 years ago, and I was sold out in the first 2 hours. So progressively I've learned to bring more stock.
How has this show been for you?
Excellent, excellent. It's been the preview for my winter collection, and the winter collection includes this beautiful arrangement of velvets. They're my own design of cut of garment, and it's a rose and heather fabric, so they're all top of the range garments.
I work from home. It's like a little cottage industry, and it's turned over more to the nursery business. I make a lot of babies' Moses baskets and nursery accessories, as well as the sewing and knitting baskets. My trade throughout the year really concentrates on nursery products, but then towards the Christmas period I'm making more things for gifts.
I'm an exhibitor, not a trade stand demonstrator, and just here to keep the craft going, show what it's like. We're the agony aunts normally. People come with their queries and oh, where are we going wrong, what are we doing, you know, and we enjoy it. And we do go out demonstrating at other shows and occasionally to the local schools. And as you can see, my husband's spinning as well with us this year. It doesn't take a lot to learn. It takes about 2 hours. But then it is pure practice.
Yes, I think that the craft, I haven't seen the model section, but the craft section I think is arranged very well. Right from the beginning, from the time you have the leaflets, the details, right the way through. And everybody's so helpful.
Lord, I know this one has got a big wide mouth. What has he got there? Give him a small. Now we're on the song. Right, give him a kiss. Right. Are you going to bite this little girl? No, he says he's not going to bite you. Everything's going to be okay. Give him a kiss. Give him a kiss. We can give it a big cheer. Say hooray! And of course, the tent will close the rest of God. And if you get one of these.
Making, I never ever. Bob Hard. Is Bob here today? No, he's not here. Just a little touch there on the rudder and away it goes. That's exactly the way that a chipmunk should take off. This is a DHC-1, de Havilland, Canada. They made this airplane. De Havilland, Canada, 1. And Ray, of course, really of Southern Model Craft Fuels. Normally he's an expert, a professional, a brilliant flyer.
There's 18 members in the team, of which 15 are pilots and the others are ground crew. We are based, if you like, from Kent across to West Sussex. The team itself has been going, it must have been for about 15 years now, but it's like a broom. It's had 15 different heads and about 15 different handles. And the team has been abroad. It's been to Saudi Arabia with one of its heads. But it tended to die off a little bit a few years ago till we really got the thing going by going to a lot of fetes. What we tend to specialise in is work for people like the Round Table, Rotary Club, and we can put on a full 1 hour show. What you saw here today on the pyrotechnic side was, if you like, just 1 10-minute, what would normally be about a 15-minute slot in the full 1 hour. So we can put on another 3/4 of an hour on top of that.
They do it every time. They burn the places to pieces. They invent model flying at its very best. Excellent, like 10,000, 20,000 of you watching.
None of the members are actually paid. They're all flying using their own aircraft. You saw the couple of mid-airs today. Well, the owners of those aircraft are now at their own expense going to have to repair them and get them flying again. But it's a good way to spend weekend wrecking aircraft.
With a full line, flight line of trade staff, training per person, £1.50 for children and senior citizens.
Can you tell me your impressions of the weekend here, the day here at the event?
Well, I am very impressed. It's a show that my son brought me along to because he said there was something in Bridgend showing model motor cars, which is his hobby, and he said, Dad, we have to go. And I haven't been here before, I haven't done this before, and it is a very, very good display. I mean, the model aircraft and the Battle of Britain display, the car racing here, all the component shows and the sundry events. It's very good. I'm quite impressed.
The trains are good, yeah. The lifelike models of German village. And
what about the craft hall? Have you been in the craft hall?
yeah, it was good in there. Good craft. They're making the things in there. It was good.
I bought pottery, dried flowers, what else have you? Lots of bits and bobs for Christmas tree presents.
What have you enjoyed about the fair?
Well, I came down for the remote control car racing, really, for the boys interested in that. That was it mainly. But we enjoyed the display, the Battle of Britain display. That was excellent, yeah.
Anything else that you like best on
Well, I think the wife enjoyed this craft side of it, you know. It'd be very good. Excellent ale.
I've enjoyed the Battle of Britain. That was the main thing. I came to see that last year, so we came down again this year for that. And the crafts, I've enjoyed watching how things are made.
The outside I didn't bother too much with. It was just the crafts I came to see. And the wife, she loves cake making, craft making, like knitting, and so it's something for both of us.
I think it covers nearly everything really, you know, for children, for adults, for the elderly. They've got everything going on here all day long.
Quite happy with it as it is. I think perhaps a bit more room to move around, but it's good that the crowds are coming, isn't it?
So you're quite happy with the organisation?
Yes, thank you, yes, and quite a good £2.50's worth for the day.